Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I'm your host, EOF Gizmo, joined us by Massive Das
Hello, everyone.
and Mr. Craig being Craig.
Hi, Dave.
Boys, it's another week. Lots has happened. Craig is celebrating 16-year-olds. We don't need to go into any more detail than that. So, Pengi,
Uh, yes.
let's go up to the Pengles news desk. Time for some news.
6 items of news this week.
Baker's dozen.
Number one, we're actually going to hand right over to Mr. Craig. Mr. Craig, we had a Nintendo Indie Showcase. Anything good from that?
I think there's a couple of bits, right, Pengi? I thought that Dench attack thing looks very good. I know that's one that
Mm.
you played
Yep.
the demo of and you liked, don't you?
Yeah, I played the demo on Steam. I thought it was very good. I even picked it up on Fantasy Critic, I believe. I really liked that one. So that should be
Yeah.
good.
And was I think the announcement for that was that the demo was coming to the Switch that day, right? I
Mm.
think that was the
And the
big
game got
thing.
dated for June 17th as well. So,
Okay, it didn't already have a date, right?
no.
Um, Another one, I know Mini Shoot Adventures is a very high regarded game, right? Is that from last year or the
It
year
is,
before?
yeah.
I think Jeff
Yep.
Grubb absolutely loved that. That was obviously there, and I think that again was a big announcement. Was that came to the Switch, and that was that day, I think.
Yeah, it came to everything like
Yeah.
that day. I think it's even on Game Pass
It
on
is
Xbox.
indeed on Game Pass.
Is
Yeah,
it?
hmm
Okay.
yeah.
It's one that's always looked cool. Dave, is it one that you've ever thought of giving a go?
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it before, and then I watched this trailer, and I was like, "Oh, it's Zelda. It's like twin stick shooter Zelda." I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, essentially.
Lovely for the old handheld, Grego, I think.
Yeah, it's got a very like nice art style. Almost look like a little bit like Drinkboxy, but not quite as colourful, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one that I know reviewed very, very well years ago. Um, and yeah, maybe Game Pass, give that a little go. It does look very good. It's very cool. What about you, Pengi? Have you ever thought about trying Mini Shoot Adventures?
I seen it when it came to PC a couple of years ago, and I was like, it looks fine. It's one like you said, especially it's on Game Pass on the Surface, so on the ROG or something. But it's not one I'm going to rush out and like resubscribe to Game Pass for. It's more like, oh, I've subscribed to Game Pass this month to play Forza. Oh, Mini Shoot Adventures is on Game. Let's check that out as well. While I've got my subscription.
Yeah, I think you're right. Exactly. I think it's that once if you're playing, you finish whatever you've got Game Pass for, and then you want something else to have a look
Mm.
at, maybe before it expires.
Yeah.
This sort of thing I think would be very good. It's nice to see, I think, these sort of like little like quite unique looking games in a hellscape of endless roguelites and souls-likes, right?
hmm
You see something like this, and, oh, that's a cool, like, neat little idea, isn't it?
Mm.
absolutely.
Um, and then I think the next thing, and maybe even the only other thing of real worth note, is mixtape was there, boys. I think
Yep.
mixtape's been at everyone's shows at this point. It started off on mainly on Xbox shows. I think it was at a PlayStation show, right? And now it's at
Yeah.
Nintendo. And it
Finally
finally
got a
has a
day.
date, boys. It is now officially, apparently, coming out, supposedly, maybe on May the 7th. Which is good for Pengi because he has that on Fantasy.
Yep.
Again, that is one which I believe is day one Game Pass as well. And
Hmm.
has looked very, very good for a long, long time now. And I know people have played this like ages ago at
Yeah, they
like
played it
shows and
last
stuff.
summer Game Fest, and it sounded like it was going to come like pretty soon, and that was all like
Yeah, because people were
6, 7
incredibly
months ago now.
positive with what they played.
That was more like
So
9 months ago, actually. So yeah.
yeah, so that is exciting and one that I will absolutely be looking forward to giving a go. Again, probably on Game Pass, I would have thought. Um,
Hmm.
is May around? Is that around Forza?
Yeah, Forza's May 21st, I believe.
Oh, there
Or
you
May,
go. You
no,
get
May
your
9th,
sub.
May 19th, I believe, actually, for
You
Forza.
play mixtape. You play Forza. You're in a world of your own, then, aren't you? I
Yeah.
imagine you'll be there as well, Pengy, for some mixtape.
Yeah, yeah. I'm there for mixtape day one.
And I imagine for Dave it is utter indie nonsense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's pretty much the show, unless there's
Well,
anything else in there, Pengy, you want to talk about.
maybe for Dave, because I know he's a fan of the studio Blighted, because it's from Drinkbox. This has got semi-dated for spring.
Isn't there a roguelike there?
Yeah, but I know Dave has played all the other like Dreambox games and liked them, haven't you, Dave? That's about all
Yeah,
that
it,
I
it,
could
it looks cool, but
possibly.
the roguelikeness. It looks like Bastion, which I liked, but the roguelikeness is a no.
Play Nobly Saves the World instead. That's great.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm, Yeah, that was Nintendo in the indies. But that wasn't the only showcase. We had another one, pretty much. I think it's like the day after or the day before, which you watched, Dave, which is the Capcom showcase. Anything that you want to tell us from the Capcom showcase? Because I didn't watch it. I don't believe Craig watched it, and it sounded like it was just updates. But anything interesting from it? Will it mess up the calendar?
It will mess up the calendar. The only interesting thing from the whole show was that they moved up Pragmata by a week, so it's now the 17th of April, not the 24th. But other than that, it was your
Nice.
usual Onimusha trailer, Resident Evil trailer, Mega Man trailer, like, Monster Hunter trailer, the same old. Nothing new, nothing exciting. We move on.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's in
It's
Street Fighter. There you go. That's the only
yeah,
bit of
it's
news.
weird because like all those games are like gonna be like bangers and top quality, but then it's also really boring. So case because how many times have we seen that on the mid show now?
Every single show.
Everything was show. Uh, so that's that. Then we've got some bad news. NetEase are pulling out funding of oh, I can't pronounce. How do you pronounce his name, Davey?
Negotiate.
Yeah, pulling out funding of his game. They are missing funding by $44 million, but they are allowed to shop around and try to find funding before. I can't remember. They got a certain amount of time to try to find funding. Otherwise, the studio would be getting closed, Davey.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one because obviously you'd have assumed it would be a surefire hit, as it's basically just
Mm.
Yakuza with an actor that everyone's heard of. But
Yep, and it was at obviously the Game Awards as well. Gangs of the Dragon. So you'd
yeah,
think, but apparently NetEase are pulling money from gaming and stuff. So yeah,
so the Chinese aren't putting money in, and the Middle Easterns are having a bit of a struggle at the minute. I don't know, to be honest with you, unless it's a
yeah.
Japanese studio that feels like it will make that money back. It's quite a lot of money to make back, 44 million plus whatever
Mm.
else they need. So you'd hope that they find somewhere. If not, maybe Negoshi can come back to Sega.
Mm. Any thoughts, Craig?
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? 'Cause it did look promising from what they showed at I think was it Game Fest or Game Awards? I can't
Game
remember now.
Awards, yeah.
Game Awards. Yeah, it did look cool, and having like some competition for Yakuza might have actually benefited everyone, right?
hmm
But yeah, it's a shame. Do we have any hope that anyone is going to pick this up? Because I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see
No,
anyone just coming along and dumping 44 million into this.
no, because you think which publishers are going to pick it up? Like Nikon, obviously they're in a disaster. I can't see Focus Home. Kepler, I know, are pretty new, so I don't know if they're going to have $44
It's
million
too much
to
money
pay.
for someone like THQ, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
way too much money.
I think your only
yes,
hope is probably Xbox
yeah.
for a
Yeah, but
Japanese game. That's your own. I don't think
yeah,
it's likely.
I don't think they want to
No,
get
but
involved in Japanese
but I
games
th-
anyway, do they?
well, they just did Ninja Gaiden. They published. They're obviously publishing the
Yeah.
Pokemon game, and obviously Forza's set in Japan. I know that's not much, but there seems to be a Japanese focus. So this is the only publisher I could think of that would have that money lying around for a one-off game. But
Mm,
I still don't think it's very likely. I think this will probably fade into the dust, and it will be something we remember in 20 years' time.
yeah, it'd be like
Like Star Wars
Scalebound.
1313 and Scalebound and all those games that never came out.
Yeah, yeah. Right, that was that. Talking about games that came out, High Guard came out. And as of now, because we're recording this, I guess slightly later, or after a week, it's now actually offline. It went offline on March 12th, and it lasted 45 days, Craig.
Yeah, which I think if you'd seen the initial kind of, what was it, 90 odd thousand that they had to start with, you would have thought it would last at least a few months as opposed to a few weeks, right? So that drop off was pretty substantial and insane. Obviously, the fact that it was free to play, how many of those people were just giving it a little dabble with not real, I guess, much intention of getting into it. And it clearly just didn't have any hook for people at all, right? It just couldn't keep an audience. It was down in the 300s, like pretty quickly when I looked. You all know that you can't sustain it, and it's just not worth pumping more money in to try and save it at that point, is it?
No.
It's almost better for everyone just to take their losses on the chin and move on. I think the studio we spoke last week or the week before about how the studio was already cut down to bare bones, right? So the
Mm.
writing had been on the wall for a while, hadn't it? Um, which is a shame because again, it was a game from was it X Respawn, X
Yeah.
Titanfall devs. But like I've said before on this podcast, that initial trailer at the Game Awards I thought looked absolutely awful, and I'd never even bothered trying it. So yeah,
No, no, not neither did I, but you did, Dave.
I did.
So
I
you're
did.
gonna have some. If you played it on PlayStation,
I did.
that's some rare
I got
trophies.
some
Yeah.
trophies on the PlayStation version, but yeah, like we talked about it last time, didn't we? It was always going to happen once it started to tailspin, and companies don't have the money to just pump into maybe turning it into something later down the line. It's either got some sauce at the start or it's dead, isn't it? So it is dead.
Mhm. It is. Yeah, it's pretty dead. That one. Well, there we go. Next news item, the biggest news, I guess, of the week. So, Project Helix, the next Xbox, was teased on social media, and it's teased to be a will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. So we had that tease, like I said, on social media of that. Quick little video, I think it's 7 seconds long, which is just the logo of like a Helix DNA thing, but done as an X for like Xbox, are quite cool. But since then, we've had Games Developer Conference or GDC, and we got some more information. So, and this also might tie you to one of your pickups, Davey. So I don't know if you do want to speak to it now. So Xbox full screen experience, which I've got on my ROG Ally, and you may have tried on one of your pickups, Dave.
I have. Yeah. So sorry, Pengles, this set me up there. So I have got a pickup. So as you may know, I did have the Legion Go for a while. Used it to play Nier and other things. Great stuff. So for my birthday, I decided to upgrade it. So I got a MSI Claw A8 in lovely Xbox lime green, Craigo, which you'll be pleased to see. And it does in fact use Xbox full screen experience. So this is cool. It's a really good console. I mean, I'll talk about it more probably in weeks to come as I play more games on it. But yeah, it's a lot better than I think it initially was, the full screen experience. And you can. I don't think I've actually gone on to desktop mode at all on my Claw yet. So I think I've pretty much just lived in this like Xbox mode, so to speak. So I think it's already getting quite cool. It's cool that they're just renaming it Xbox mode. That makes sense. It's
Yeah,
much
and
less.
that's what I was going to bring
Yeah.
up. So that Xbox Full Suite experience is getting renamed to Xbox Mode, which is coming to Windows 11 devices such as my ROG Ally and your MSI Claw,
Hmm.
possibly this laptop I'm currently using now because that's Windows 11. Starting April, that's this April in select markets, and this is also how you will access Xbox games or the more console-wise version on Helix, as games are going to be PC versions, as that's easier for developers. As we talked to GDC, you make one version of the game, you use Xbox mode to play that game in a more console-like experience. You could also play it through a PC version experience, which they did show another launcher. They showed BattleNet because I guess they can't actually show Epic or Steam because they don't own Epic or Steam, but they own Blizzard. And obviously, World of Warcraft has got a big update with Midnight sort of thing. So they did show a different launcher as well at GDC. So that is how we're going to play games on Xbox, Helix, and obviously, I guess it's a test bed as well, isn't it, Dave? Me and you. Like, if Helix is late 2027, that's what, like 18 months, 20 odd months to iron out any kinks with Xbox mode.
Yeah, I think like I said, like what they've teased and shown so far is pretty clear that it's going to be a PC console hybrid, right? So
Hmm.
we are the test bed. It looks like this is going to get rolled out to laptops and PCs as well as just handhelds, which is what I think it
Yeah.
currently is. So it'd be interesting to see what it develops into, and then what the actual device and the pricing and how they lay that out and all that good stuff comes out. But yeah, I think they've had to have a lane and stick to it, and that seems to be what they're doing with this PC Xbox initiative, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's exciting, something different, and we'll see what it means, Pengi.
And also the integrating Xbox and PC closer together. And when Jason Ronald was talking about this, he also brought up about backwards compatibility and getting like an update and new ways to play for the 25th anniversary. I might be just putting two and two together. I'm thinking we're getting 360 games and stuff on PC, especially if you're bringing the console experience to PC and the PC experience to console. That is what's not on PC at the moment. You can't play 360 games like Fable: The Lost Chapters, for instance. I cannot play that on PC because it's not on Xbox PC, Davey.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think original Xbox and 360 emulation is very, very doable on almost every PC at this point. So I suspect that's what that will be. And
Plus, it's a new way to play. It's like, what else can you do? Because like Fable: Lost Chapters has already got the resolution and the frame boost and everything like that. It's like, what can you really do on the console side of it? You could add more games, obviously. You could add like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which is Activision sort of thing, but that's just new games, not new way to play. And it doesn't integrate console and PC together either, does it? If you have not exclusive, backwards compatible games just on Xbox.
yeah, I suspect so. Obviously, they'll tell us, won't they? But you're right. I don't really think there's much else that you can do. The only other thing I suppose they could do is you just have pure console emulation, which means any game would work, right? But I think you're probably more likely to just get
I think
the current stuff they have
licenses
licenses for. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And Craig, your thoughts on obviously all this news that you if you buy a Helix will technically be playing PC games and stuff like those nerds.
Yeah, those dastardly nerds.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I always struggle whenever it is people just talking about stuff. And obviously, this is so far out that it is essentially just people talking about stuff. So I haven't really followed any of this because I just like, well, I'll just wait till you show us, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to hear people just babbling on about all this and then other
yeah,
people
and
coming
GDC
along
is for developers. Well,
Yeah,
clear. It's not
exactly.
for
Yeah.
like us, really.
No. So like I said, I don't really have a Scooby-Doo about most of this. So yeah, we will wait
I
and
guess
see.
the
I think
only
they
thing
did
with
talk about did they kind of reiterate how this is going to be a high-end experience and
Yeah.
price
Yeah.
pointed at that thing, which was interesting if they're already kind of setting that expectation now of that price point.
Yeah,
We'll see where it lands, right?
it's a weird one. I think it will be expensive, but again, based on information from GDC and obviously rumors, which rumors kind of seem to be true because it's playing PC games and stuff, and the other launchers and other, which could also be a good thing because you actually when we were playing Mario Kart last night, saying Sony obviously getting sued in the UK because Sony's the only place you can PSN's the only place you can buy PlayStation games. There's a monopoly. And the same would actually apply for Nintendo. It's the only place you can play Nintendo games. It's the eShop. So obviously Xbox can go, hey, you can go buy games from Epic, Steam, or whatever. You haven't got a monopoly on our thing, sort of thing. But also all those rumors seem to be true, and people have like speculated the Xbox is going to be like similar to like a 5080 power wise and stuff like that, sort of thing. For the price of the rumored, prices and that isn't going to be too bad, but it's going to just look expensive when it's like 1,200 quid. That's the problem. You're going to have to like try to explain to people like this is actually a really good deal in comparison to what it would be to get a PC.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
one of those.
absolutely.
It's a very the market's going to be very different by the time all this stuff comes out. I
Mm.
think so. I think I'd be interested to see what people want, what they're going to try and sell it as. I suppose because like we've talked about before, the current consoles will. I think they'll still be around in some way, shape, or form for the next decade, probably, because games just aren't as different now as they were before. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, it seems that Xbox has made the first move into having a plan, and then, like Craig said, when they actually want to show us the full plan, we will see, and it'd be interesting to see what they do.
I guess the only other thing for you, Corey, for instance, like obviously Dave's not that far away from you. Like you can actually try the Xbox mode. Like you could have a go on. Well, I actually bring my ROG to work, couldn't you? You could have
I
a,
think you should just lend Craig your ROG for like a month
you
for
could have,
like a review. That's what you should do. Just
yeah,
lend it to him for a month so Craig can review the ROG and let us know what he
yeah.
thinks.
You can have a go on Xbox mode, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that's what that's going to be like when it comes to Helix and stuff like
The
that.
second that Craig's got a set of resolution, he explodes and he doesn't know what's going
Yes,
on.
Absolutely.
yeah, that's the that's where you Craig setting Revolution, and obviously, like you're saying, just have to make one version PC great for devs at the developer conference. But I think you're going to be right, Dave. That I think the Series X, the PS5, and obviously the PS6, I guess it's not going to be like a PC and Twitch 2. So I think the devs still going to have to make quite a different few versions. And I
Yeah.
know the hardwares are closer together now, but they're still going to be slightly different and stuff. So I think there's still going to be work there for them. So
Out of
that,
interest, Pengi, as
yeah,
someone who wants a PC but wants a console, who wants a PC but wants a console, but wants the console to be a PC and the PC to be a console,
yeah,
does this interest you at all?
it does. Obviously, it's doing very similar to what the Steam machine's doing. So the same thing. Obviously, weirdly, the Xbox One is going to be, in theory, how they're shown is going to be easier to use because it's Windows, so it's easier to put Epic, Steam, GOG, Ubisoft on it. For instance, where obviously Steam machines, Steam OS using Linux, so you have to like workarounds. It's still possible because it's a PC sort of thing. Obviously, Steam Machine comes out first.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, that's the
Maybe.
thing. They're saying it's going to be shipped in 2026, so it's coming out first. But then it's like, how much is that compared to the Xbox, the power difference and stuff? So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But then obviously there's the option of a PC as well, where you can just play Xbox mode is coming to Windows 11 devices, so it'll have exactly the same experience, but obviously it'd be actually on a PC, which obviously is more expensive again because it's a PC.
As a 36-year-old man who has a full-time job, I
Yeah.
think when the time comes for this, depending on where in the world I'm living, I think I'll probably just build a gnarly PC instead. I think that's what I'll
Mm.
probably do. If it's basically the same, and the only benefit is that you get like a box that goes into your TV that comes with a controller, I think for me, I would just I think I'd just build a PC at that point, personally.
Mm.
But again, for them, that's fine because I'll still be in the ecosystem. And like, if I can get 360 emulation on my MSI Claw AA, I mean, for me, that's a huge reason for me to keep into the Xbox mode as opposed to switching over to Steam for games, because obviously a lot of 360 games are available on Steam and they run better and look better, etc.
Yeah,
But
because Fable Lost Chapters actually is on Steam. I saw it on sale the other day for like £8.
yeah, so
Um,
you can get Fable. The example you're using, I'm pretty sure Fable Anniversary is on Steam and Xbox and
no, it's not on
PC. They're not on
Xbox.
Xbox PC.
No, no.
But like I said, that's a
That's
good.
why I was using it.
Yeah, yeah. Then this is a very good example. Yeah, because if you can load it up on Xbox mode and it's your 360 game that you have, and you can carry over your save from 2008 and whatever, like it suddenly becomes like a really really good system, right? Because we've all
Yeah,
got Xbox libraries of varying sizes over the years, right? Even I know Craig doesn't buy quite as much as me and you, which is probably an understatement, but even Craig has significant amount of Xbox games sat there. Like if he has the option to take that, and then also, you know, if he really wants to buy Blueprints on Steam because it comes out first there and whatever, I think it's cool. But yeah, we will see when they show it to us properly, Pengi.
mm,
Next
yes.
month, apparently, for Xbox mode. That'd
Mm,
be fun.
yeah, yeah. It will be fun. I could be even using it on a PC or this
Right.
laptop
Well,
or a ROM.
you've bought a mouse, a keyboard, and a PC stand. So at this point, Pengi, if you don't buy the PC, I'm not. Are you gonna put Dreamcast on it? What are we doing?
I could put the Dreamcast on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yes, yes.
Put the
I
ROG on
could
it. The
do
ROG
that.
will look good just sat there on a little PC stand.
Yes, yes. Um, talking about showing us stuff, we're back over to Craig because we had the Future Game Show Spring Showcase, Craig.
We did. This was Thursday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
At 8 p.m. I always tend to watch these game showcase things because they tend to be like they're like a B tier show, aren't they? They kind
Hmm.
of know what they are. They're normally a bit of fun. They are always too long. And this was
Yes.
exactly the same. They are. If this had been 40
It,
minutes, that would have been fantastic.
was
But
it
it
hour
was.
and a half? It felt like it was an hour and a
I think
half.
it was an hour and a half, and by
Hour would most probably be long enough. At
oh
most.
yeah, if that might even be too long in all honesty.
Mm.
So that is maybe one of the problems of these shows. But there was a few things that I like the look of personally. I'll run through them. The Pengi you can add on if there's anything else that you like the look of.
Yeah.
I thought that Blight survival game looked pretty cool. It's like the horror game, but it's set like medieval, and you're playing as like a knight by the looks of it.
Yeah. I think it's
Apparently,
multiplayer PvE. Yeah.
oh, is it? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you've just unsold it to me then. It's all rubbish.
Well, it's player versus enemies. So we Left for Dead. Great. Just think Left for Dead,
Maybe.
but medieval Left for Dead. There we go.
Interesting. Okay, that
Yeah.
might have some legs. Um, but yeah, that looked quite cool. Apparently, that's been they got loads of wish lists on whatever it is on Steam, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's cool for that. Lego Batman was shown again. That looked cool. I thought they showed some a bit more of the combat and stuff. It almost the combat looked like Arkham Batman sort of stuff. It was
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
were like it was like oh just to go Assassin's Creed combat. I was like, oh, here we go. That looks
Mm.
cool. That's a bit of a blast from the past, isn't it? So I thought that looked good again. They showed Stupid Never Dies again as well, which is like the most 360 game but made now ever, I feel. It really does feel like a blast from the past from that sort of
It like
gen.
when the first time we seen it, it's like oh, it's Lollipop Chainsaw. As soon as we saw it here, it's like oh, it's the game that's Lollipop Chainsaw, but not Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah, yeah. So that looked kind of interesting. Aphelion from Don't Nod was there as well. That continues to look really cool.
Yeah,
Again,
it
I
got a
thought the
date
first
as
time.
well, but PlayStation put up the trailer early, so I already seen it got
Yeah.
dated.
Yeah, so that's good because that does look really, really cool. I don't know. I've been putting out some solid stuff recently, in fairness to them.
Hmm.
So I feel like that might do quite well, like review wise, and it looks cool. And then the only other one I thought looked cool was that Samsung game. Is it from the Saints Row or Just Cause um former devs or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to be a bit of a GTA clone. Where you're going around punching people by the looks of it.
Yeah, it reminded me more of like the Getaway or like Driver even, especially with the car.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that looked it could potentially be something. But
Mm.
again, these are all games that we've seen before, and they're just kind of being shown again at these shows, which just tends to be the what that this kind of level of show gets, right? What about you, Pengi? Was there anything else you thought looked cool?
Um, yeah, Philly. Oh no, you talked about Philly on. Yeah, we got Directive. What is it, 80/20 or something again?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Supermassive, isn't it?
yeah. I play one of them like every other year. They're normally like fine, 7 out of 10s sort of game, but the
This
goes far.
isn't part of that series, though, is it? This is its
Yeah,
own thing,
it's a
which
Dark
might be
Pictures game.
good.
It's a
Oh,
Dark
it is a
Pictures game.
Dark Pictures
Yeah,
game. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's a Dark Pictures game. So, um, yeah, they're like normally like a good 4 or 5 hour games, interesting, enough sort of thing. And then I will mention it because so we got There Are No Ghosts in the Grand shown, Craigie. We even had like a little musical number. The
Oh, yeah,
uh,
that's strange.
yeah, they're copying the Game Awards. Just have a musical number. They announced the demo was out. Craig, guess what?
You went and played it.
I played the demo. Yes, I did.
How was that for
Um,
you, Pengi?
it's actually quite good. It's
Okay.
actually yeah, it's quite good because it's like a decorating game, but like I did like hardly any decorating in the demo. Like it start off like the tutorial and you have a Scottish accent like tool, and you change the tool to like if you need it to like spray paint or pick up like bricks or whatever that's in the room you're cleaning, and like the tool talks to you and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, it's just a cozy decorating game sort of thing. But I know this is supposed to be like a spooky game. You do the one room and you get a phone call on like an old Nokia 3210, Someone's asking you like outside, you go meet her outside. Next minute, you're riding a bike through the town, sort of thing. Riding a bike through a town. You're fixing a boat. I don't like boats, but you're fixing a boat. You go to another island. There's spooky ghosts on the island and stuff like that. There's a talking cat and stuff like that. Yeah, it actually seemed more of like a narrative-driven, like adventure game than like a cozy decorating game. I guess because the demo finishes when you're just getting back off the island. I guess once you got back on the island, you go on back to the main village. You're going to be starting to do up the Grand Hotel, sort of thing. So you'd be doing that up. It seems like there's going to be like story and stuff to it, not just like do up the hotel, make money, or whatever you do in like a power wash simulator sort of thing. So yeah, I quite like the what I played of the demo of that. So yeah.
Very good. Anything else from the Future Games show, boys?
No, not really. Some of the stuff like we've still already seen Life is Strange, haven't we, before? And like there was a game called Quiet Ride where you're riding a bike and spooky. It looks like that Pacific Drive that I've never played. It looks like that, but instead of a car, you're now on a bike.
Nice.
But,
Yeah,
yeah,
I have given the website a quick look just to see if I knew anything. One of my friends worked on, what's it called? Ready or Not Boiling Point was a game that their studio did some support work on, so I have no idea if it's any good. I think it's an expansion, right? I'm pretty sure of an existing game, but yeah, that's about it. Cool.
Yeah,
indie
yeah.
games.
Obviously,
Lots of indie games.
Yeah, he obviously had like Monster Hunter turn up and stuff, but it's literally like, oh, the game's out now, go buy it, sort of thing. And obviously,
It's more of
Batman
an
is pretty
ad
big.
than a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of an ad than a trailer. So, well, I think they worked it in a bit better than like the Game Awards when they do all their ads of like
Mobile gamer,
yeah,
Chinese
at least
mobile games. Ooh.
yeah,
anime, titties.
That's what we like. That's what we like to hear.
yeah, and that was basically the week.
Nice, Pengi. Well done for getting us through the news there. So let's get on to the topic of the show before we get to what we've been buying and playing. Tots, tots, tots. Obviously, we've been doing these filler episodes where we go back and we look at the games from years gone by and what would have been our combined top 10 had we done podcast top 10s at the time. So I don't remember I don't think we actually did a 2017 Game of the Year on the podcast, Pengi, because I think we were quite up and down in 2017 for recordings.
Yeah, I've got a video up on my channel of my Game of the Year, and I didn't actually I did it as like awards. So like I did the best indie game.
Nice.
Yeah. Like,
So funny.
there we go.
If my girlfriend could swear loudly from what I've just watched her do on Mario Kart, she would. So let's get on to our Safe Stop 3 in 2026 2017 awards for the best game of the year. So there was 22 different games, boys, across our three lists. There was actually multiple games that all three of us chose. I think actually three games. One of them didn't make the top 10.
Really?
It didn't quite, but it was like at the bottom of everyone's thing.
Okay, I
think actually all three of us had it at number 10. And that was that finished 20th on the list. But let's go through the game. So at number 10, with 8 points, Wolfenstein 2. Mr. Craig Warren, so please tell us about Wolfenstein 2.
Yes, I had this at number 3, I think.
You did?
Must have been, yeah. Phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. The first Wolfenstein game that Machine Games put out was very good.
Yeah,
I
the New
did play
Order.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
And then they kind of obviously went back and did this one, and they just it's very similar to the Doom from id situation where like Doom 2016 was good, and then Eternal was like unbelievable and just like built on everything they'd done well on and improved it so much. This was very, very similar to that, where it was like this is just like leaps and bounds ahead of the first one, which was already really good. Yeah, fantastic, absolutely fantastic video game. And I know they've kind of dabbled in Wolfenstein again, right? They did that weird co-op one that no one liked, and they did this kind of spin-off one as well that I've still never played.
Yeah, they did a VR one as well, if you remember.
But I do hope they go back to that one day. I know they've also started doing the Indiana Jones, haven't they? Which was again very good from them. But yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is fantastic. I would recommend it if you like shooty games and you want just a fun one. It's incredible gameplay. It's also got a really like cool story and very fun, lovable characters. It's all very well done.
It's actually a game I completely forgot existed, Craig. So I did actually install it on
Oh,
my
so
MSI Claw A8 via Game Pass
you gotta do
after I
that.
got your list. I was like, oh, I'm going to install that because it runs. I know it runs really well on my A8. So I was like, oh, cool, we'll get it installed.
One of my favorite parts about that game is I think you get a shotgun. It might even have dual shotguns. I can't remember. And one of the upgrades, because you can upgrade your weapons, is that your bullets like ricochet,
Yeah.
and you get to the point where you're just firing this shotgun, and it is just causing chaos everywhere. It's so satisfying. It's great.
Yeah, I think I've only
It's
actually ever
absolutely
seen
great.
two things from that game. One is a massive spoiler, so I won't say it. And two is there's like a slow mo scene where the pregnant lady is naked and covered in blood. That's the only
It's
thing
just
I've seen. It was on like
it's
a top
just so
10.
fun.
Yeah, it's
They
a
machine games are
silly little
brilliant.
game. But yeah, that was our number 10. So at number 9 for our joint number 8. So we'll do mine first, and we'll go back to Craig. My number 2 was Splatoon 2, which obviously came out in
Nice.
2017. A game I really enjoyed. I liked Splatoon 1, ended up playing Splatoon 2 a lot more. Was that peak early um, Switch lifetime, as we'll get to, I'm sure, later on. But yeah, really enjoyed Splatoon 2. I think it built really well on Splatoon 1. Salmon Run was really fun. And just generally a game I enjoyed. But that was my number 2, and that was our joint number 8. So, Craig, you are back again with your number 8. A game, I'll be honest, I thought was going to be on Pengi's list, but it is not on Pengi's list, and that is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not on my
It
list.
didn't make Pengi's list.
What? This is
No.
one of my like. I thought this could win.
Sadly not. Yeah,
Pengi!
unless I play it on Switch too, I don't think there's much hope.
Resident Evil 7, not on the top 10.
No.
What a year this must have been if there was 10 better video games than Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
No,
What?
and I think my list is bad as well.
I don't know
I
why
think
your
I
list is
am
bad. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Gobsmacked.
We'll talk about Pengels' list afterwards because I don't know if
Resident Evil 7's not in your top 10. It's one of the best games ever made. It's
he
fantastic.
played it in VR as well.
This
Yeah, I
is this
played
is
it
the
in VR.
game that saved bloody Capcom.
Yeah.
This was the turning point.
Yes, say PSVR. Yeah. What old bait VR?
Dave, I'm lost.
I
mate.
did
I'm gone.
giggle when
I honestly thought
compiled
this could
the
win.
list.
I was like, because it's my number 2, obviously, because I absolutely love this game.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's like I said before when we were doing our games of the decade or whatever. Like, there's a few Resident Evil games I could have put in mind, but this stuff like just kind of pipped some to me. But yeah, Pengi, I am.
disappointed.
What do you not like 7?
Yeah, 7's pretty good. I recently did my Resident Evil ranking. I can't remember where I got it. I put it in my all 20
Did you
seconds.
forget it came out in that year?
No.
Do you want to
Yeah.
know some of the games that didn't make our overall top 10 that Pengels thought was better than Resident Evil, Craig?
No, save that to the end. We'll go. Yeah, leave Pengels' madness to. What? I am so confused. I honestly thought this could have won the whole thing. I was like, oh, Resident Evil 7's I think a contender.
Well, it did not,
Wow.
Craig. It was our number 8.
Crikey.
So we will move on to our number 7, which was my number 1. So not a surprise that my number 1 was only by me. And that was, of course, Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, which is a game I talked about on our 10 games of the last 10 years. It was basically the last big 3DS game, well, debatably, of the Switch era. Really good
Yeah.
Fire
Zebra
Emblem.
Oasis was after it, wasn't there?
Yeah, and I think there was
I
Pokemon.
feel
There was Pokemon games as well.
Oh, Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun.
Sun
would
and
it have
Moon
been?
also came out in 2017. Ultra Sun and
Really?
Ultra Moon were 2018, I think.
I
But
forgot about them then if they came out.
yeah, Sun and Moon was 2017. But yeah, Shadows of Valentia, I talked about it on the other episode, so I won't talk too much here. But it's a really great game. I really hope they bring it to modern consoles because it's a fun time. So, on to our number 6. This is our first game that has more than one vote. And that is Pengi had it at number 8 and Craig had it at number 4, if my maths are correct. And that is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice So yeah, Pengi, talk to us about
Yes.
Senua Sacrifice.
Yeah, so at the time, it was only on PlayStation, I believe, in 2017. Sort of thing. It was very that sort of style, third person narrative driven game. Obviously, had the cool, like where Sen was like hearing voices in her head and stuff like that, sort of thing. And the combat and story is all pretty good.
And how about you, Craig?
Yeah, I love this game. I said in the chat, I forgot this was 2017 purely because when I do my lists normally, when we do these like retrospective years, I just go on to true achievements and true trophies and just you can filter by release year, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then it just shows you everything you've played that year. Just easy. And obviously I played this on Xbox, but it technically didn't release until God knows when on Xbox because like Pengy said, it was only on PlayStation originally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I completely forgot that it'd come out, and then like I'd already made my list, and I was searching. I was just, I'll just have a little look on Open Critic, and just again, you can filter that by the year, can't you? And I'll just have a little skim through, see if there's anything I've forgotten. I was like, oh fuck, how have I forgotten Hellblade? That's so good from that year. It is. I love the sound and the voices and that whole experience is just yeah. It was very unique at the time, and then they built on it. Obviously, it made the second one even better. But yeah, that first one is very special.
Yeah, I feel being you like the ODT people that like the second game.
Yeah, the second game is incredible,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, but it was an Xbox first party studio, wasn't it? You're not allowed to like games
Yeah.
Yes,
from
that was very
Xbox
under-reviewed.
from Xbox
Oh,
first
people
party.
always ever kicking off that it's like 30 frames and that, even though it's like a really cinematic
Yeah,
game. And
the
it's like,
best
yeah.
looking video game I've ever seen. It's yeah, and it's oh, it's only like 8 hours long. So what are you expecting?
Well, 40 hours and
Yeah,
no,
44
I don't.
hours
Honestly,
narrative-driven open world game. What we?
one day we'll do a whole episode about the 2026 games media, but we will save it for when I've drunk
Yeah.
with rage. But nice, Korea. Well, we're going to move back to Pengi for our number 5, which was obviously joint 5 with the other two games. Pengi's number 1, that was Persona 5.
Woo, yes, Persona 5. So this is the first Persona that I, finished. That I love the cast. The cast is great. I think over like 100 hours in it. Yeah, and obviously I've bought Atlas games after this, like Metal Fantasia, which is on my backlog if I've not played, but because of how great Persona 5 is, obviously it's made me interested in more Atlas stuff. Obviously now they have sort of like milked the game because you had Royal, the X mobile game, the Tactics one. They did the same obviously with Persona 4 is but it's like if Persona 6 got announced tomorrow coming this year, it would like be one of my most anticipated games just because how good Persona 5 is and like I said, the cast, the characters, and like your quests and everything you can do with them. Yeah, it's just a great game.
Hell yes, and obviously I've played quite a lot of Persona 5, but not enough to put it on my list, and obviously I haven't finished it yet. But I will eventually, or I've got to take Craig out to dinner, so those are the rules. But we'll get to them. So, back on with the list. This is a game that's on 2 of our lists at the moment, and possibly would make all 3 of the list once Craig plays it, and that is Super Mario Odyssey, which I had at number, I've got to do the maths here, number 8. Yeah, and Pengi had it number 3. So Pengi,
Yeah.
tell us about Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey is coming back because I didn't really get on with Galaxy and that like that. I have re-bought it the Switch version on Switch 2, sort of thing. But I did miss it on the Wii sort of thing, and then obviously 3D World on the Wii U was more like level based, more like the traditional Mario's, but turned into 3D. Where this is the open world ish, because it's open zones, I guess, of what Mario 64 and Sunshine did. And obviously, they're both fantastic games. They just expanded on that. It's like, here's New Donk City. You can go like anywhere, find all these moons. It has not too many moons, though. You don't need that many moons in a game. It's like you walk a foot and you find a moon for something. But it's like all these cool different semi-open zones. The ability where you use Cappy to change your characters, so that's like the gimmick of this one, where he's like, "Oh, you throw your hat at a Goomba, you now become a Goomba." And like, well, what's their powers? What can you do? It's like, oh, Goombas can stack on top of each other, so you can reach new places. You can become Bullet Bill, smash things. It's just a great 3D platformer.
Yeah, for sure, and it's on my list as well. I also really loved it. It's one of those games that's kind of similar to Astrobot that like was a very special 2 week period of just playing the
Mm.
game when it came out, experiencing the game completely fresh, no spoilers, like going to the different worlds, doing the different styles, as Penguin said, doing the different puzzles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and becoming T-Rex.
Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. And it only really soured for me in that the completion of it is not fun. If you just play the game to play the game and basically do the bare minimum and finish the game, I think it might be higher on my list. But I tried to get all the moons. I tried to and it was just it became tedious.
999 in there.
Yeah, it is absolutely silly by the end. But the core game is one of those, and I know it's enhanced now for Switch 2. So if you haven't played it, I mean, it's one of those games that it's a very very special platformer. Like it's very very good. So I do recommend it. But yeah, it only made 7 on my list or 8, sorry. Because to be honest with you, it was a very good year. So there was a lot of games. There was a lot of games to choose from. It was my platform of the year, which was fair to say. Crash Insane Trilogy didn't quite make my 10. That was the only other one that could really fight with it. But yeah, Mario Odyssey was a great game. So number 3, boys, is a game that I'm very happy to see at number 3 on our list, and is one of the 2 games in the top 10 that we all picked. Is there any wild guesses for what the number 3 game is before I reveal?
I believe it's going to be
Halo
my number
Wars
9. Yeah,
2?
Halo Wars 2.
It is Halo Wars 2, which I had at number 4, Chris had at number 9, and Craig had at number 8. So Craig, talk to us about Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, obviously I didn't play it until years later. I think me and you played it co-op,
Yeah,
right,
we did.
Dave?
We did the co-op campaign together. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my kind of fun that I had in that game. But it's very well done. It is incredibly well done. It plays very well on the controller for a like a real-time strategy game, right? I think essentially you did the building and I did the killing is how we did it, right, Dave?
Yeah, I did all the tedium, and I let you do the shooty bang bang. I think that's how
Yeah,
we did
yeah.
it.
I just rode around with the army and murdered stuff, which is what you want me doing, right?
Mm.
But yeah, it's very good. It's very fun. I don't know if we'll ever get a Halo Wars 3, but I think we'd all be keen for that, right?
Yeah, yes, certainly would.
And Pengi?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like the single player campaign was really good. I think we and you and Pete played
Yeah.
quite a bit of the multiplayer as well, and I think we played some as well, Craig. But yeah, the multiplayer was really fun. I mean, it was one of the very first. Remember, we did the verses of it. It was like an hour long
Yeah,
on
we
there.
did.
Yeah, I was like, I think I should have won that by just like messing around. Oh, we were
But you
trying to
just
get
refused to
places.
attack, Pengi.
Yeah, yeah,
I think you knew what you were doing, and I didn't have a Scooby Doo, and you just didn't do anything. You just waited for me to win. I think was the what
yeah,
happened
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, I built all my troops and just didn't do anything.
Just sat and watched as I
Yeah,
didn't know what I was doing.
yeah, yes. But yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, and for me, the reason it's so high for me, so I played obviously the campaign when it came out, and played it again in co-op with Craig. I played the DLC campaign, the sort of flood one, which was really fun. When the game launched, me and my friend Pete played a lot of the Blitz multiplayer mode, which was like a card-based like version of the multiplayer mode on like a smaller map that was like really quick and fun. Um, and yeah, we played it a lot. I think it's one of my most played Xbox One games. And then obviously to come back and play it with Craigo years later, it was still fun. And like you guys said, I'd love a Halo Wars 3. But I think sadly that is not going to happen. But it's a great game. If you haven't played Halo Wars 2, it's readily available and very cheap on every platform it's available on. So I would recommend it. So our number 2 game, boys, is a game again on all 3 of our lists. I'm surprised at the positioning for other people, because I think for me it might be lower than perhaps you were expecting, but it just didn't. The age has not done it well for me, to be honest with you. So that's Horizon Zero Dawn. So that had 17 points. It was my number 9. Pengles is number 2. And Craig's number 5, if I've done the maths correctly. So yeah, so for me, really enjoyed the game when it came out, and the DLC was fun. It was one of the first games I platinumed. Just with age, it just, the more I looked back on it, I watched a load of videos on it to try and like, how did I really feel about it? And there was a lot of monotony in there that I just didn't enjoy as much as other games. And I think the series, to be honest with you, has kind of been a bit overused, which is possibly what colours it a little bit for me. But it's still a great game. I mean, every game on my list I consider a great game. So it was good stuff. But Pengi, you had it highest. Why was it your number 2?
Just obviously really enjoyed it. It came quite a bit after a game that very soured my tastes in open world video games, and this I played after that. Even this actually came out before it, and I was like, this is so much better than that other title. It's like the story's better, the open worlds, everything, and stuff like that. Pengles did, so I only did the main quest. So I don't think I was burnt out as you with the game, even though I think you've had it higher in this on previous things.
Yeah, I think
Davey.
platinuming this and then platinuming Forbidden West, I think has soured my my opinion of the franchise a little bit.
Yeah. Obviously, certainly have, but it's like one of Sony's best-selling franchises.
Yeah, for sure.
You can get why they are sort of using it quite a bit. Yeah, it's just great time. Obviously, the first one, introducing us to Aloy the first time and everything, and like fighting the robot dinosaurs and that is cool. First time seeing them.
Yeah, for sure, and it has a really good story. I think again the sequel might make the story worse in a way. Again, we won't spoil that for Craig. And Craig, you had it relatively high on your list. What was your opinion of Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, I really liked it. I think it was one of the early games. Well, I say early, I didn't play many on that PS4 that I had, did I?
No.
It was part of the like 6 months of joy that PS4 had before Game Pass really took off and killed its hopes and dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. I did quite a lot. I didn't platinum it, but I did essentially everything other than I think like the really tedious shit you've got to do, like the hunters stuff to get the platinum, right?
Yeah.
So I think I have like nearly 50 hours in this game. It's one of my most played PlayStation games. I do really like it. I was never when I was playing it ever like blown away by the combat. I always felt the combat was a bit of like the weakest bit of it. I just used the machine gun weapon a lot and just bummed the hell out of that. And the traps and stuff like that. But I also, obviously, this is back in 2017, and I did play this in 2017. But I used to play a lot of open world games back then. And then so there's another big one on my list that obviously wouldn't have made a list in Assassin's Creed Origins. Like I played a hell of a lot of open world games back then, a lot more than I do now. So maybe it didn't like stick out as much as it did for like I guess Pengi probably wasn't bumming open world games like crazy back then, like I was.
Yeah, I think so. And for me, I've got open world games that didn't make the top 10 higher than this one. For kind of the same reason. I think for me, Horizon Zero Dawn's biggest plus point was the story. And like I said, I think unfortunately the story is kind of ruined a little bit by the sequel. Again, no spoilers.
Some of the best weather in video games.
Yes,
as well.
yeah, especially the DLC.
When it rains or snows in that game, it rains, it snows. It looks phenomenal. I bet even if we would go back to it now, even just like the base version, because I know it's had remasters or remakes or whatever, I think we'd probably be like, "Wow, this is insane for like what it is."
Yeah,
I really do need to play that sequel. But like you said, that for a lot of Sony games that I've got to play sequels for.
Yeah, and as per usual with the Sony sequel, it's a lot longer. For Forbidden West,
that's always the worry, isn't it?
Yeah, but there
and you got to play the DLC and stuff.
It can get a bit much, but I think there'll be plenty more opportunities to play Horizon, Craig. Don't you worry. But it leaves us with our number 1, boys. So, any guesses before we reveal the number 1?
Near Automata.
Pengi?
Yeah, Neo Automata.
It is indeed Near Automata. My number 3 game and Craig's numero uno. Obviously, I'll give my quick brief on it before we get into Craig again. So yeah, I played it recently.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think this is a bit of some recency bias?
No,
This,
it's really
like
very good.
opposite, as in the opposite of Horizon, you burnt out on
Maybe
Horizon.
I think if I'd played this in 2017, it would be my entire personality.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest with you, the story is incredible. The gameplay is absolutely fine. I suppose there's lots of weapons, but yeah, I mean, the story-wise, it probably is one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
And it holds up. It holds
Mm.
up on PC. It holds up on Xbox One and PS4. It holds up on Switch. Like yeah, crazy world, crazy story. But Craigo, why was it your number 1 game of 2017?
Yeah, I think it is that story, and it's the unique and just fantastic way they tell it as well. It's the first time I'd experienced a game where I was playing obviously different endings and playthroughs and stuff like that, and different perspectives, and it was it absolutely mind blowing how good that story is and how like iconic the characters are. I think I really like the combat. I think the combat's a lot of fun. There's a lot of iconic boss fights as well. And the music is also just absolutely fantastic and incredible. So for me it's like an all timer. It's like a easily a top 10 of all time for me. So it was a very easy choice for me for like the best game of that year that I played.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, like we've talked about it on the podcast quite a lot recently because I've played it recently. But like, the replicant game is constantly on sale at the moment, and I've looked at it a few times, and I'm like, oh, I need to find myself 30, 40 hours of free time to play the other one, and then just
Mm.
pray that all these seeming hints towards a sequel are coming, which would make sense for Square Enix, but we'll see. Penguin needs to play it because it's very good.
Yeah, you ever going to play it, Pengi? Because you really need
Yeah,
to.
I
I
might
think
play
you'd
it.
love
So
it.
I've owned the game like on 4 different platforms. I own it on Steam. And obviously I think it's on. Is it on Game Pass or something?
It was. I don't think it is anymore.
Yeah. Actually, weirdly, I actually might actually own it on Xbox. So unless it depends if it's a play anywhere game or not. If it's not play any,
I don't think it's play anywhere. I think I
no, but
own
I
it
can play it
on.
on PC. I can play it on PC because I got it on Steam. So.
Yeah, I own it on Xbox PC.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to play it, and like I said, I've not played it, but I can understand why this is number 1 sort of thing. It's not like we've had games top charts we've done, and like how is that the best game or whatever we've picked? But Persona 4, not Persona 5, as I say, I'm looking at my list, I think. But Neo or Matt, yeah, I totally get why that's number 1. So.
Well, Pengi, our lists are always democratic. So if Gears of War is our best game of all time, it's because it's good.
Mm.
Speaking of Pengles' insanity, Craigo, would you like to hear some of the games that didn't make the top 10?
Yeah. I want to.
I thought you said, have you got all
Resident
22
Evil.
in order?
Yeah, I've got everything's in order. So
Okay.
the bottom of the list of games that didn't make it in, Little Nightmares,
Yeah, I had that.
which was yours. What Remains of Edith Finch, which was number 10 on all 3 of our lists.
Love that.
Yakuza 0 for Craigo.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania for me. Destiny 2 for Pengi.
What?
Better than Resident Evil 7.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I had Forza Motorsport 7. And Craig
Yeah, that was
had
that year, wasn't it?
AC Origins.
Yeah.
Pengi had Uncharted The Lost Legacy. I had Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at number 5. Pengi had Pyre at number 5.
Yep.
Better than Resident Evil 7.
Pyre?
And
Yeah,
Life
it
is
was
Strange Before the Storm was Pengles' number 4.
Bloody hell, Pengi. I think you need to go back and replay Resident Evil 7, Pengi, because you have sinned.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
sinned
you
here.
say
I
that.
don't know what
I
you've done.
recently ranked all 22 Resident Evil games I played. I put it at Resident Evil 7, but I put that at 11
That's mental.
at the middle of all 22 Resident Evil games.
And has this got the typical Pengi shenanigans? So you've decided that like Resident Evil 2, the new one, is like actually 20th or something because you don't like that you've got to play the game twice, or
No, Resident Evil Remake 2, I got a 12th. It's only one below Village.
So what was number-
Biohazard.
what was number 1?
Resident Evil 4.
The original Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Indeed. Well, we look forward to that video, Pengi.
Was there anything that you guys like as you were looking back at the year and you were like, oh, I is it kind of gutted I never went back and played that whilst you were like looking through and trying to figure out your lists?
So mine was probably near up until recently.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say yeah.
And then again, finishing Persona 5, because obviously when we did we were doing the. Chloe's just absolutely eating shit on Mario Kart, by the way.
She's driving off the track.
No, she got hit on a jump
She got
and
lost.
she dropped from 3rd to 12th on the last straight. So that's pretty sad.
Oh, no. Poor Clay.
Poor Clay. It's alright. When Pengels jumps on, she'll finish above Pengels, so it's all good. Yeah, I think Persona 5 is probably the main one of 2017, to be honest with you. Because I actually played a lot of games in 2017. Like, even like the 3DS-y stuff. I played everything that was on Switch and Wii U and all that kind of good stuff. And Xbox and PlayStation didn't put a whole lot out in terms of their own first party. It was mostly like cool-ass third-party games like Wolfenstein at the time and Hellblade and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, I don't think there's anything. It's not really anything I look at your lists and go, oh, I desperately want to play. Like, I would have loved to have finished AC Origins as well, because I got quite far in that and just didn't, didn't finish it. But no. What about you boys?
I think for me, I think this is a strange year for us, I guess, because there's two of the top three of on all time on Open Critic came out this year, right?
Yeah.
In Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, neither of which I've played, obviously. So
Yeah, and both enhanced on Switch too, which is quite funny.
is Odyssey enhanced on Switch
Yeah,
too?
it's
Mhm.
4K 60. If you
Oh, I
just
didn't
put it in,
realise it.
yeah. It's a patch as opposed to like a Switch 2 edition.
Oh, okay, that's quite cool. But yeah, eventually one day I'll play those games.
Yeah, I think the two games that you should play, because I think you'll definitely like Mario. Like, I think you'll play Mario and be like, oh, this is one of the best games on this console. And Zelda will go one of two ways. You'll either be like me and really enjoy it, or you'll be like Pengels and find it kind of tedious. Because obviously 2017 is a long time ago now for open world games. There's been a lot more open world games since. But I really enjoy Breath of the Wild. I can get why Pengels doesn't like it. I know he doesn't always verbalize it in a way, but like I get why you would prefer Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker over Breath of the Wild. But I felt as an experience of an open world game, like it was a true adventure. And that's really corny, but if you compare it to Forbidden West, Horizon, sorry, is a bit more standard. Go to the marker on the map, do the thing on the map. Like you said, the combat's okay, whereas the mechanics of Breath of the Wild lend more into a kind of like adventure setting. Like, oh, I've only got these weapons, and I've got to like increase the durability of them. I've got to like get more slots in my bag and all this kind of stuff. Like, you have to kind of think a bit more of what you're doing, which again I really enjoyed. And I'm not a huge Zelda guy. Like, I like most of the ones I've played, but I'm not going to sit here and say I've played every single one, because it's just not true. But
The hype for Breath of the Wild was insane as well.
Yeah, well, you
When
got to remember they
first started showing it off, and like
yeah,
it
was
looked
it 2014 they first started showing it, Pengi, on Wii U.
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously I played it on Wii U as well. I didn't even play it on Switch. But yeah, I mean, Skyward Sword was the game before, which wasn't particularly. I mean, at the time it reviewed well, but I don't think you're going to find someone that's with a straight face going to say that Skyward Sword is their favorite Zelda game now. Even Pengi, I don't think it's going to turn around and go, Skyward Sword was an incredible game, especially out on the Wii, right, with its slow ass start and its awful motion controls. So really, the last one most people played was what, Twilight Princess, probably
Yeah,
in
yeah.
2006. So
That was the 3DS one, Switch.
yeah, everyone always forgets about them. I really like Link Between Worlds, but everyone always forgets they exist, don't they? But yeah, I think it's a really good. I think again, like as I said earlier, Craig, Wolfenstein 2, it's installed on the claw. As soon as I finish the game I'm playing at the moment, I will play that. So we're going to transition, Pengi, using that very good segue to what we've been buying and what we've been playing. So I'll start off just because I've already started opening my gullet and talking out loud. So I have bought my claw. It's a wonderful machine. It's about 2 times as powerful as my Legion Go, and I'm very impressed with it. On it, Craigo, I've been playing Space Marine 2, finally, which is a game I've been meaning to get to for a long time. I am a couple hours in. I'm really enjoying it. I've just played Space Marine 1, so it's nice. It's just a better version of Space Marine 1. It's got more of a budget. The gameplay's good. The characters are great. love the universe of Warhammer 40,000, so I look forward to finishing that. And then also on Ye Olde PC, I played the Bubsy 4D demo, Craigo,
Nice.
on Steam. Yeah, it's not good enough to take on Fantasy Critic, but it is certainly good enough to pick up in a sale, because Bubsy has been awful in the past, so I really like it. I really enjoyed the demo. I played it a couple of times. I'm quite excited for it. On the PlayStation 5, this is one for you, Craig. The only game I have played on my ever-growing trophy streak is UFL, which is a football game. The one that's got Ronaldo on it, that's just like an ultimate team game. It plays like PES. It is okay, and the trophies are really easy.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's they've sponsored a few teams, but it basically plays like PES, but it's just ultimate team. But it's okay. It's aggressively okay. There's nothing else I really want to play on PS5 at the moment, and obviously I'm doing my little trophy streak with the girlfriend, so that is the game we're playing on PlayStation 5. And then on Switch 2, obviously we played some Mario Kart World with you boys last night. Me and Chloe have played quite a lot today, and we love that game. I don't need to continue to tell everyone how much I like that game. And then, of course, Pokemon Fire Red, which I am 10 hours in. I am in Celadon, Pengi.
Nice.
Going after Erica, just building up my little team, enjoying my little self. And yeah, Pokemon Fire Red, still fun. Really enjoying it. So, yeah, it's just a nice, when I get home from work, it is the perfect, I've got 2 hours in bed and I don't want to think game, because I just know the game so well. But yeah, loving Pokemon. It's great. And that's everything I've been buying and playing. Oh, no, I lie. I lie, Craig. There's one more game I've been playing, and that is my yearly couple of weeks of playing V-Rally 3 on my original Xbox.
Nice.
Love that game. Currently in my 4th season at Seat in the Cordoba. Not a great car, so I'm struggling to get a good finish because it just breaks all the time. But I like that game because it's hard. There's no easy mode. You're either a good driver or you're not. So sometimes I'm good, sometimes very, very shit, as the saying goes. But yeah, V-Rally 3. From the studio that brought us Test Drive Solar Opposite, or whatever the fuck it's called, Pengi.
That's Solar Crap.
That's the one. So how they went
Solar
from...
Opposite is a TV show.
Is a solar, or is it a song? By, it's Opposites
dunno.
Attract, isn't it, by Paul Ruddle. But there we go.
Have
Yeah.
you played the Steam version of Dirt 5?
No, not yet.
So when they play the Steam version of
When
Dirt
I
5,
see it
you
on
know,
sale
so
for
it's
like $3.99, I'll get it.
that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, $3.99, then I'll get it on Steam, so I can get all the Steam achievements, as I got all the Stadia achievements, all of everything.
Yeah.
If there was achievements on Luna, I'd get it on that as well, but it's not.
That's disappointing.
It's very disappointing. Cheers, Amazon. But yeah, that's all I've been playing and buying. Craigo, take it away.
In terms for me, I've played a little. We played a little bit. Well, I played a little more Hyrule Warriors on the Switch 2.
Oh yeah.
Nearly 20 hours in now. I think I'm on chapter 4. I've retaken most of the map again now.
Oh yeah.
I'm enjoying that every now and again, little bits and pieces. Me and Pengi also started to read Animal the other night. Finally, I think we are. Let's have a look.
We're 2 chapters in.
2 chapters in. We're 22% apparently, according to the PlayStation. And it's very good. I think it shares some of the problems that these games tend to share, where like the weakest parts for me are the bits when you're like sneaking around, hiding from the monsters, and it's a bit finicky and a bit odd. And it's better when it's more like just puzzly and that sort of thing, I think, personally.
Yeah, or when we got to move a train cart together.
Yeah, exactly. That's good fun, and we're like looking around.
It's definitely like Little Nightmares thing, but it's a thing better than Little Nightmares 3 so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could,
Definitely.
chapter 7 or whatever could be awful for until we get there.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep going on that. And then I think the only other thing I have played is more Resident Evil Requiem. I am, according to the PlayStation, 90% through now, boys.
Huge.
Yep. So probably one more like little session and I will have that done. I think when we last podcasted, I was a little bit dubious because of the start with Grace, right? Um, but I think once you unlock the hacking, not the hacking, the crafting, and you suck up the blood and your thingy and all that. Actually, it does start playing much better. The Grace part at the beginning. It does then turn into kind of like what Pengi was saying last week, where it becomes like that, almost a little bit of a puzzle where there's like, oh, there's three zombies in this room. How am I going to deal with them with 11 bullets or something like that? Or it becomes there's two zombies in this room. I don't really have the equipment, the bullets to deal with them right now, so I'm just going to avoid that room. And then half an hour later, once you've done a bit more, unlocked a bit more, and suddenly I've got a couple of the stabby, injecty things that make them explode. I can just go in that room now and clear them out, and then I can figure out what it is I'm missing from there. But yeah, I've absolutely loved that game so far. And I'm looking forward to the ending because it does have the classic Resident Evil, goofy, silly, overpowered bad guy, all that jazz. I love the little section where you go back to the police department, Pengi. I don't know if you like
Mm.
that as well, but yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
very
it's good.
cool. Obviously, I played the RE2 remake. It feels like not that long ago now, but obviously it will have been a long time ago, right? And it was weird how much I was like, oh, I remember this room. I remember what happens in this room and all that jazz.
Well,
Obviously, it
you're a
looks very
fan now,
different.
Gregor. That's how they've got you. You're all in now.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's little tidbits of like what's happened since like you were there, and what happened in the world and all that jazz. So yeah, I've absolutely loved this game so far, and I'm looking forward to getting that finished. According to the PlayStation, I've already played like 13 hours, which I know people were crying and moaning that it was too short because they were saying, "Oh, we've like ran through it in 8 hours or something." It's like I don't really get what people are expecting there. If you're just gonna run through a horror game in 8 hours, then complain that it's too short, like what we doing here?
Yeah, it was again games media rant, Gregor. We'll save it
Yeah,
for another episode.
I know I like to like really explore and find the nooks and crannies and try and pick up everything I can. Like I've nearly upgraded all the weapons I have so far and all that jazz. Um, so yeah, that's probably why I've taken a bit longer. But again, if you're enjoying the game and why wouldn't you try and kill everything when you're Leon and murder the shit out of stuff? And that's part of the fun, right? You think?
Don't use the
But
F word,
yeah,
Gregor. We're not allowed fun.
yeah. So I don't really understand that because like you see, if I've got another 10%, it could be what 14, 15 hours in my playthrough. So that's pretty good for a horror game, right?
Yeah, I'd say
Hmm.
so.
Don't think I'd want it to be any longer than that. Otherwise, you're getting into the Silent Hill 2 territory where I'm moaning that it's too long and too dragged out
Yeah.
for what it is. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying that. It's an early game of the year contender, and definitely I can imagine when we get to that, and I can see it being on both mine and Pengi's list at the end of the year. I would have thought. And that's it from me, Davey.
Nice. So let's get to the main event. I know the bit of the show that everyone tunes in for. And that is, of course, the Chris Pengelly. What on earth has he bought and played this week? So, Pengi, what on earth have you bought and played this week?
So PC, we talked about there are no ghosts at the ground. That's the only thing I've played on PC this week. So that was that, the demo of that. And then I'm going to go to Switch 2 land. So I got two pickups on Switch 2. One of those pickups has already been sold. That was Pokemon Pokopia. But like, since we've done this last podcast and that, yes, so Pokopia. If you remember, I'm in to pick it up, and then it reviewed, and it's the highest rated Pokemon game of all time. And obviously, people comparing it to Dragon Quest Builders and Viva Pinata. I love Viva Pinata. That's great. Xbox needs to bring Viva Pinata back. If they make Viva Pinata free and make it an Xbox Helix exclusive on their day one, Dave, for that. Yeah, but Pokemon I just found pretty boring. I only got to the second area, and I was like meeting the Pokemon's like really basic. Comparing it to Viva Pinata, it's like put down some grass. You get this Pokemon, but I seem to do the same thing. Put down some grass, and I get a different Pokemon. It just seems quite random, and you're not really doing anything to really change the environment or anything, sort of thing. And the story was quite slow as well, even to get to the second area. And then if you compare it to like a Animal Crossing with the cozy game and that, it's like where you obviously that you're building up your town and making that all nice and pretty. In here, it's like it doesn't really matter where I put Squirtle's house. It doesn't really affect anything, sort of thing. I just put it anywhere. I just like, yeah, I find it's a bit boring. I saw it as selling ridiculous on eBay and stuff because the game's sold out. Sort of thing. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna cash in and get £14 profit from my Pokemon Pokepedia.
What's the actual like loop of this game? Because I didn't really pay any attention because I'm not really into
Yeah,
the
so you
cozy game
start
thing. But
off with
then when I heard like Mike and Jeff talk about it, I was like, oh, this actually sounds quite interesting. But
yeah, so you start off with your Ditto in a cave. You make your Ditto into like a human thing, and you find a Squirtle at the start, and it's like, oh yeah, we got to make I just need to do some grass or something. No, water some grass for Squirtle, and then he joins you, and then you put some grass down. Then Charmander and that's like the loop is getting new Pokemon, but it's just like a story. It's like where's all the humans? Yeah, gone. And you're trying to figure that out and stuff like that, and you meeting all these new Pokemon. So that's like the new loop. It's like you want to meet the new Pokemon and stuff like that, and like the habitats and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, and like you said, you can build them houses and things like that. But it's just like kind of like random. So I've built a house for Squirtle. I can put it anywhere. Where if you like Animal Crossing, it'd be like, oh, I want my house near the water or something. Yeah, because I like looking at the sea. Like the characters had much more personality, so sort of thing.
So not a game for you, Pengi. Is that the long and the short
No,
of it?
not a game for me.
But
No,
what about
no.
the other
But
game
like,
you bought?
and the other one I bought came today was Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection.
And have you played any
Um,
of that yet, Pengi?
yeah, I've played like 2 hours. 'Cause it came quite late, so I'm not even because I never played the demo on Switch 2, so I'm not even actually past where the demo would have ended because I knew I was going to get the game anyway. So I think I'm liking what I've played so far. It looks actually pretty decent on the Switch. It is a bit jarring playing this because it's in 30 frames, and I can definitely feel it and stuff. And that's not like even me being like, "Oh, I'm playing games on PC now," sort of thing. It's like most games, like Resident Evil, play at 60 frames and all that stuff, and then like going back to 30 frames, it's just sort of thing. But like the cutscenes and that is really are really cool. And I've met a few different monsters as they're called in this, and picked up a few eggs and got like a blue version of one of them. That so yeah, definitely see how it goes, stuff like that. And I picked up on Switch because I play obviously Stories 1 on 3DS, not a huge amount, but Story 2 I played and finished on Switch 1 during the year of the Switch, sort of thing. So that's why I did pick it up on the Switch 2. But that was my two pickups sort of this week. Even though, like I said, one I've already sold. Then over to PlayStation Land. So I've finished Resident Evil Requiem. I finished that. My PlayStation said 11 hours, but at the end you get a thing. I finished it in 9 hours, 10 minutes, and 16 seconds, Craig.
yeah, but you do famously hold that sprint button, don't you, Pengi?
Yeah, yeah. But I am very annoyed because there's a trophy for picking up all the documents, Craig.
Yeah.
Guess how many I was missing?
One.
No, three. I was missing
Oh.
3 documents, so that's kind of annoying. So
Maybe you weren't holding down that sprint button, then, Pengi.
no, no, no. You got to learn the lore, Craig. It's Resident Evil. You've got to pick up the documents and know what's going on and stuff like that. I much more enjoyed the race sections and stuff like that of learning the puzzles and stuff like that, and going back to the hospital, which is more like the mansions and stuff in the classic Resident Evils than the Leon stuff like that. Post Raccoon City part is pretty good and stuff like that, even with Leon and things like that. At the moment, it would be my game of the year. It is better than Neo 3 out of like the 2 games I've finished from this year. And obviously, Pokemon Pokepedia I've played this year, but didn't finish that sort of thing. So yeah, Resident Evil Requiem, that. You touched on Reanimal, Craig, which obviously we did start. We need to go back. Don't think it's a very long game. I think it's 3 or 4 hours. So when we do go back, it shouldn't take us that long for that one. I also played the demo of Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly, the remake. This is the second remake. Don't forget it as well on the Wii. Um, it's fine. It's like this game's got like a 7 out of 10. I think it's like 76 or something on it. Like really. Film grain. I don't. They must have turned it up to like 12 or something. But apparently, the full release you can actually turn that off, but not in the demo. That's not a fair thing, but it's in the full release. I don't know what they're thinking there. It's like so grainy and stuff like that. But yeah, the actual playing of the game is like, yeah, this is fine. If I see it in the sale, like see it in CX, like physical on PS5 for like 20 quid or on Steam sale for like 20 quid or something, I would most probably then pick it up, but I wouldn't rush out and get it now for like 45. So especially after playing Resident Evil Requiem and stuff like that, even though it's closer to the grey sections of like what I like in the horror games, it's still like, yeah, this is fine. I'll wait for a sale or Plus or Game Pass or one of those things. Then Ghost of Yotai Legends came out this week, the multiplayer mode. I kept hold of my Ghost of Yotai because I knew this was coming, which might shock you because I normally want it done. I did a couple of missions, I guess you would call them, online multiplayer. I thought it was, yeah, this is fine. It's good enough. Good enough. But it's like, am me and Craig ever going to play this together? Most probably not. I also have another multiplayer game that I'm playing at the moment. I'll sooner play. I was like, right, this is good. So I've actually sold my Ghost of Yotai now that I've played Legends. It's like, yeah, this isn't for me. I have other multiplayer options of, if I want to play multiplayer, and that is the last thing I've played. And talking about multiplayer, is Marathon, Davey.
Indeed, and how is Marathon Pengi?
Marathon is good. Marathon's good. I think my PlayStation would tell you I've played about 10 hours
Nice.
of Marathon. I am missing, obviously, quite a few. How many? Oh, this is 8 hours. Sorry, 8 hours. I have 5 trophies, but there's only 14 in the game. Sort of things. I've got 27%. So obviously, I've still got quite a few trophies to go. The hardest one's going to get to level 100 in the season. I'm like level 16 of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like how they semi put in the story of the contracts, and that's how the lore and stuff, and you got all these different factions of like what happened and stuff like that. It's a fun and also irritating game. It's like you've got this cool loot, and you've got like all this blue level gun. That's pretty rare, it's pretty powerful, and then you have a run and you die, Dave, and then you
Nice.
lose all your gear,
That
and
sounds
then
really fun, Craig.
you got to start again.
Yeah, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, like I had this one game. Obviously, you're in freeze. You can actually solo it and stuff like that, but obviously on the map, it's other teams and stuff. It's a distraction shooter, so it's like this one game thing is 3 of us, 2 teammates down, and I killed 4 other runners in like a row and that, and obviously teams are free, so one's obviously a straggler from somewhere, I don't know, another team or on their own. So it's like, oh, could brought my 2 teammates back. Um, got some really good loot, like I said, from killing the other team because they had loot. Really great game. And it's like obviously like the full 20 minutes of a run, really fun. It's like this is what makes Marathon, a great and fun game. Then the brain next game, Dave, lasted about 5 seconds. Walked out, the game loaded, walk about a foot, shot right in the head, and then lost all the loot.
It's not a great way to go, Pengi.
Yeah, and that yeah. So yeah.
Does this make you want to try other extraction
It
shooters?
kind of makes me want to try Art Raiders. Where I play Art Raiders, I don't know because it's the cheapest option would be playing on PC. Like I've seen it on CD keys for like 23 quid. I think it's 35 on PlayStation, I believe. Um, sort of thing. But then Art Raiders, like the setting looks I've not watched a whole lot, looks more realistic and stuff like that. Where I really like, obviously, marathons like the bright, colourful settings, and you know, like when you get shot and you are downed and you're crawling around, like all the blue blood, coming out your shell and stuff like that. You know, waiting for you for fight. Like the style of marathon compared to like Art Raiders, where it's much more realistic, is more appealing. Don't know about other extraction shooters. I've never really looked into any others.
Fair enough, Pengi. And is that everything you've been buying and playing?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. If you've got this far in the podcast, please put underneath what your favourite game of 2017 was. And we will catch you on the next episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast.
Bye.